Not far from here is a beautiful place called Glacier Bay. It is surrounded by mountains, and way up the bay, glaciers meet the water. Many years ago, before your grandparents or even their grandparents were born, winter villages and summer fish camps were settled in Glacier Bay by the Tlingit, who became the Huna clans. The mountains in Glacier Bay are covered with trees, and the Tlingit refer to them as the Asquani, the tree people. Trees were harvested and used for many things in the daily life of the Tlingit. The wood from trees was used to build longhouses for the people to live in. The strong house posts, the roofs, the walls, and the doors. Wood was used for carving and for building fires. Fires that kept the people warm and cooked their food. And the people thanked the trees for the many gifts that they provided. Though the people knew there were glaciers up the bay, they were just specks on the far-off horizon and didn't play a role in daily village life. But stories from long ago tell us that at one time, the glaciers suddenly began to move forward, coming closer and closer to the village. The people could see that the ice was going to flatten the village, so they sadly decided to leave their home. They cut trees to make canoes to travel in, and the people thanked the trees. This time in history, when the ice advanced so quickly, is known by scientists as the mini ice age. The people paddled to a new place, not far away, which we know as Huna. They settled and built new winter villages here, where they found good fishing and hunting and protection from storms. Trees were used to build new longhouses for a new village. The trees in the Huna area are strong and tall and perfect for building. These houses provided shelter and warmth for sleeping and room to gather together for sharing food and stories. Life was good in Huna, but the Huna clans never forgot the home of their ancestors in nearby Glacier Bay. Many years later, the Huna people discovered that the glaciers had melted back. The Huna clans began returning to Glacier Bay, to a remembered landscape that their ancestors talked about. They established a summer fish camp, harvesting trees for shelters and for fish drying racks to dry fish on for the long winter months. And the people thanked the trees. While they returned to the winter village in Huna each winter, they came back to summer fish camp in Glacier Bay to hunt and fish and gather year after year in their ancestral homeland. About this time, newcomers arrived in Southeast Alaska. In 1925, the United States government decided that beautiful Glacier Bay should become a national monument and eventually a national park, a place where scientists could study the movements of glaciers and visitors could witness the towers of ice. New rules for Glacier Bay were established over time. No villages or towns could be built there, and even some kinds of hunting and fishing were forbidden. I am told that the Huna people felt unwelcome in their ancestral home and didn't understand these foreign rules about their homeland, which affected their summer traditions of hunting and fishing. I am told that the relationship between the Huna people and the National Park Service became really uncomfortable. About 20 years ago, the Park Service asked the elders from Huna to come over to Glacier Bay and think about what would help to heal this broken relationship. The elders asked that a tribal house be built on the shores of Glacier Bay to help people remember that Glacier Bay is the Huna Tlingit's ancestral homeland and to show that they have lived there for hundreds of years. Together, the Park Service and the people of Huna built the tribal house. They learned that working together helped to heal their relationship, and new friendships grew. Trees were harvested to build the house. Trees were cut for carving the large house posts needed to support the roof and for making the carved panels that decorated the inside of the house. Giant trees were harvested to carve the totem poles that would stand outside the tribal house. When the tribal house was finished, a dedication was held. On the day of the dedication, many people came by plane and boat to celebrate. They came from Juneau, Sitka, and other towns, and several canoes carved from trees paddled from Huna. The tribal house will be used for many purposes. The tribe can use the house for ceremonies and celebrations and classes. Visitors to the park from around the world can enter the house to learn about the Tlingit people and about the way they worked with the Park Service to return to their homeland. Wood fires on the beach warmed the visitors on the day of the dedication. On this day, it was also time again to thank the tree people, the Asquani. During the dedication, there was a tree ceremony which thanked the Asquani for the many gifts the trees provided. During the dedication, the house was given a name, Huna Shukahit, which means Huna Ancestors' House, and life was breathed into it with its new name. I was told this story by Mary Beth Moss from Huna. She gave me permission to share it with you, and I apologize if I've made any mistakes or left anything out. This is an important part of our Southeast Alaska history.